Guys, let's then dive into our first topic of the day. It's brought to us by Rougit. What do you get when you have a bald eagle standing on top of a gorilla riding a T-Rex? Confidence, pure confidence. And if you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Rougit Go Long. It isn't just another ED pill. It's a total game changer in confidence. If you're ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom, head to Rougit.com and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for 15% off your first order. That's Rougit.com, promo code LOCKEDONNFL. Make sure to use our code so they know we sent you. All right, before we talk about Kevin Stefanski and his play calling decisions, we got to talk about the stadium deal the Browns and the city came to yesterday. It's a $100 million deal between the Haslam Sports Group and the city of Cleveland over the next couple of years. Some of the highlights: they will be paid $25 million by December 1st of this year. The Browns and the Haslam Sports Group will pay $30 million to help raise and clear the current stadium site so it's ready to be built on.
Raise, R-A-Z-E?
That's how they spelled it in the press release, so I copied that directly from the press release. They will give $5 million per year to the city in each of the 5 years from 2029 to 2033. They'll donate $20 million to community projects to help rebuild the lakefront. In total, it's a $100 million commitment, and they will dismiss all future lawsuits that may come up between the city, Brook Park, and the stadium. So this is, I think, the final step in this whole process.
Yeah,
hopefully we don't talk about it again.
Go ahead, Tyvus.
So they getting $30 million to bulldoze the thing?
I don't know. I mean, listen, I don't think we want to get caught up in the specifics of how much they're getting for each thing.
I don't care about that, but I'm just saying. So they knocking the stadium down.
They're going to, yeah.
Okay. That's sad, man.
You know, I guess
please just one home playoff game before they knock the thing down. Just one. Man, this is sad to go from 99 to 2028 and not host one playoff game. Y'all got to find some motivation. We got to figure this out. I know a lot of the talk is about the 29. Even I said that they don't care until 2029. But man, they got to get at least one. Send it off right in 28.
More importantly to me, I hope, and I don't know anything about this type of stuff, but I hope in the long run, like 20 years from now, if God forbid, if we're all lucky enough to be alive 20 years from now, that this will end up being a good thing in the long run for the city of Cleveland, and that it will help improve the city by, building the lakefront and we've talked about Chicago and what's that like, and obviously Cleveland's not as big a city and they don't have a highway right near the lake, but I hope that down the line this becomes a positive for the city. And all I know is I see that a comment as part of this tweet is that the Haslam said they'll cover any of the shortfall from the public money. And I think about how much public money, and I know people are going to say, well, it's coming from unclaimed, whatever. And I looked it up yesterday just to confirm, and 47%, roughly, and who knows if it's exactly that amount, because I think this is from last year, but 47% of the kids that live in Cleveland, in the city of Cleveland, are living in poverty. And I just can't wrap my head around that we're a state and that we're a country that is giving unclaimed money to a billionaire while half the kids that live in the city of Cleveland don't have proper food to eat. And I know this is not the whole thing is not all Jimmy Haslam's fault, not the city of Cleveland. It's a bigger thing, and it's never going to get settled, and people are going to think, you're just saying that because you're being woke or you're whatever you are. I don't know, whatever people say. How can anybody wrap their head around half the kids in Cleveland can't afford to eat? Their parents can't afford to feed them potentially. That they're probably, if they are, those kids when they are eating are probably eating horrible foods for them, getting them sicker and creating this cycle of awfulness. And the billionaires getting money from the state, getting money from not from the county, but I know it's better that the city and the team settled, and I get from that perspective, I get it, and there's no easy solution, and I'm spitting in the wind with my comments, and I know that I guess has nothing to do with sports, but it just bothers me so much that in the richest country in the world, we have people living on the streets. And what am I doing? I'm not taking a homeless guy into my house. I'm not doing that. But you know what? Somebody said to me yesterday, would you pay more? What if it meant you had to pay more taxes? And I'll tell you this, and it's easy for me to say this because I'm not doing it because whatever. And I think most people would feel this way. If I knew for sure that me paying higher taxes would mean kids wouldn't be going to bed hungry and people wouldn't be living on the street, then I'd be happy to pay more. All right? But until we stop fighting each other and make the top 1% pay what they should be paying, nothing's ever going to change. We'll just keep fighting each other for the scraps, and it's a shame.
You got to get it lined up. So what I'm gonna say this is, first of all, can you put that picture back up, man? Can you put that picture up?
You want the graphic with all the?
Yeah, with the Haslams and
the breakdown.
Yeah, the breakdown. You break down. Let me see how much.
Yeah, it's coming up one sec.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
That ain't no problem.
Ain't no problem. No problem. Yeah. So this is what I like to say. Shout out to Mayor Bibb. He realized, first and foremost, you can't fight the system. You can't find the machine. What you're going to have to do is get correlated. You're going to have to get lined up. First of all, look, D Haslam in here. That's a hood picture. D Haslam got a side joint.
Yeah. She's
stoically looking like she looked like. Listen. My grandma used to watch The Young and the Restless. That's a Miss Chancellor look right there. That's like I'm bossed up. I like that picture. And listen. You know what that look is? That look is, yeah, you just made me pay to get out that deal. It's going to cost you a little something. That's what I like to see, Mayor Bibb. How much money did they give you? You need to take that bag.
100 mil.
You need to take that bag, and if you're going to let them out, I like the game that you played. Understand that it was going to happen. We told you that from get-go.
Oh, yeah.
But what can you do to get that bag to give back to what you're going to do? So you got the $100 million. Guess what? You figure out what you're going to do with that money. Now you can reinvigorate and get yourself together on that lakefront. They understand. They're business people. Let's be business-minded about it. You know, Mayor Bibb, he knew it was going to happen. He knew when they signed up. The county should be worried about getting some more of that money. If they got $600 million to build the stadium, that means they got it, right? You got to pay. Listen, it's all about business. You got to pay me to get up out of this, Tyvus. Let me see 100 real quick. I need that money back, right? Like, this is what you're supposed to do. It was going to happen. At the end of the day, by the way, the dome is good for business. Just be honest with yourself.
Well,
the dome is good for
who?
For what business you
for
talking
Jimmy.
about?
No.
Not the people down, not the businesses downtown.
What I'm saying is, when you talking about the dome and the stimulus, bro, you got to think about it like this. They done got more money to renovate the airport now. They got the money from the federal government. Now they get money for the airport. Now, if you want a Super Bowl, a Final Four, guess what? You're going to have to build hotels. Who going to build them hotels?
Yeah.
Who going to work in them hotels?
But the truth is, like studies have shown that new stadiums don't help the community, don't help the average Joe. It helps the rich people. That's all it helps.
Here's what you're going to have to understand. This ain't set up. Capitalism is not set up to fund and help poor people.
Yeah.
It has never been that. That is why I fight so hard. When people be holding out for contracts, get all you can get. When you say NIL, you better get every dime you can get. That is why you see the way I talk. They say, G-Boss says we need to limit this. No. Don't be limiting my little funds and the people that can potentially help the people that come from disenfranchised areas, but you getting billions. I ain't going to scoff at that because I'm going to worry about what we doing on that ground level, Tyvus.
So let me get this right. So who had them? Who put the dome on pause? Was it ODOT? Who did that?
ODOT, yeah.
So this takes that away.
Well, I think that had already been fixed, hadn't it?
Yeah, it's already been settled, Ty.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So all right. So when did that happen? Because I thought that was
quietly.
It sure did. Because it was a big announcement. Dome postponed, and then everybody ever said that they got it clear.
Somebody got their pocket greased.
Oh
probably.
yeah, I mean,
them skids greased.
It's costing him a lot to build this dome.
Cost of business.
So public funded. How much is he getting for this? $600.
I believe it's $650 million.
But he's pledging how much back?
I thought it's 300 public, 600 private is what I thought.
What do you mean? The thing's costing more than that.
I'm about to say way more than that.
I thought it cost about $1 billion.
That's what Daryl's
I thought it cost $2 billion.
About $1 billion plus.
No, but he's paying for the other half. I'm saying in the half that he's getting from
Okay, so you said he getting $300 million public funding and $600 from a private thing, and so he's splitting the rest of it.
I don't.
And you can read this right now instead of talking to me.
According to a quick Google search, that the state of Ohio is giving $600 million from the unclaimed funds, and then Brook Park is projected $300 million from site-generated taxes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you
they're getting almost $1 billion.
The total cost of the stadium too is estimated at $2.4 billion.
Yeah.
So he paying about 1.5.
1 point, yeah, whatever, and they're going to pay the overflow if it's
And
when
he
the price
and he's doing what? He's just giving $100 million back
to the city.
That's it.
Yeah.
So roughly, so $800 million is what technically the city's giving.
Not the city.
Well,
he's getting $800 million between the state, the city of Brook Park from new taxes apparently, and a lot of that from the state. There's all this money supposedly.
Why did I think he was giving like $300 million? I feel like Jason told me he was giving like $300 million or something.
No. He's giving $100 million to the city of Cleveland.
You're just wrong on that.
And I love when people are like, but he's paying for most of it. It's his stadium.
And he can't.
I renovated my house recently, right? I renovated my house. I had to pay 100%, right? I'm not going to lie. I had to take out a loan to pay for some of my house, my renovation. Not uncommon. You take a loan. You're spending a lot of money. No, if I said, you know what, guys, I'm only going to pay 60%. How about you, the taxpayers, pay the 40% of my home renovation? People would be like, what are you, crazy?
Are you a business owner?
I am not.
Okay. I'll tell you how to get it. Never mind. And don't you come after me.
And and he gets 100% of the proceeds from everything.
The profits, yeah.
Of course.
It's his site, yes.
And I'm sure he's getting tax breaks and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, we just now figuring this out?
That boy hustling.
This is what they do.
I knew that, but like I figured once you started adding, public dollars to all that, like maybe they get a percentage of it. But if he gets 100% of it all,
the city and the state should be getting tax revenue. We'll be getting tax revenue. How much Jimmy will pay after his write-offs and all these things that billionaires do, who the hell knows? But that's the deal, right? So he
finessed the system.
Think about this, Tyvis. Jimmy Haslam's owned the Browns for what? 12
years.
12 years? Okay. 12 years ago, he paid, I believe, $1 billion for the Browns.
Yes.
The team is now valued, like if he tried to sell it right now, it's $6 billion. So for the last decade, 12 years, the Browns have won how many playoff games, guys?
One
playoff game. They have the worst record in the league during that time. You could very strongly argue Jimmy Haslam's been the worst owner in professional sports for the last 12 years. Easily argue that. Ticket prices have gone up, and the team is horrible. It's not even a big market comparatively to other places, and yet the team is now valued 6 times more than what he paid for it when he's done nothing to increase that value.
So let me just give you this. When people, like a couple years when I got in the game, they always told you, do not talk politics. Politics and sports do not coincide. They lied to you. Obviously it is, because people in Brook Park are paying higher taxes. I think that's a political nature. By the way, if everyone's just waking up today, just go ahead and give it to you. Wealth in the U.S. is highly concentrated. The top 10% of families hold about 70% of the nation's wealth, while the bottom 50% hold only 3%. The disparity has only increased after COVID, heading into the last recession. This is his brother was a governor. The Haslams are rich. The Gilberts are insanely rich, and even the Dolans, even though the Dolans in Cleveland say they ain't got it, the other Dolan in New York got it.
Yeah, he does.
So it's not just one or two people, it's the family and the distribution and the passing of wealth. So if you are in these infrastructures and those families, you get it. What you got to do, and what Mayor Bibb did is, look, he was going to get that stadium regardless.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
all about figuring out what you can do. And I've always told the city is not off the hook. If they want it, if you build it, they will come. That shoreline should have been redeveloped and reinvigorated, just like the major cities in Chicago. Major cities, it's lakefront prime real estate.
Yeah, let's
do
go.
something with it. Hopefully this
Yeah.
this tells them, don't wait on a billionaire, because they're going to capitalize what they need to do. You need to do what you need to do for your constituents.